trying to record this video since like 8:30 this morning, and life just was not having it. I got distracted. One thing, I started doing something, and then that led to another thing, and that led to another thing. I never completed any of those tasks in its entirety. So I have several open tasks at home that I've been trying to complete, but I'm here nevertheless. So let's get to it. So today, so there's a couple of things that I want to do today. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to do it. First of all, I want to address my new location. So it was brought to my attention by my teenage daughter that I should be in a better place in the house, someplace with great light, hence the big window, and I should have more of my plants in the videos with me. That's why you see these puppies here. These are not all my plants, by the way. This is just... Why do you wait till I start the video to do that? Can you give me like a second? I swear these kids do not want me to be great, and huh? Ciao. So I'm here. This is probably going to be my new recording station. I know it's a lot going on here. I have this little bitty ass table. I'm going to get something different because I just cannot live my life like this. But so the advice that I was given, I took the advice. I listen to my kids when they give me advice. I don't know about y'all, but I listen to my children because their input is important. Now, when I need them to mind their business, they mind their business. They really don't mind their business, but when I tell them to move around, they'll move around. But, you know, when I do get advice from my children, I listen to them, and I must say that this was a good decision. This was pretty good advice that my daughter gave me. She did tell me that my videos are too long, that I need to cut them up in parts, like part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But who has time for that? Like when I'm on the road, when I'm on the topic, when I'm talking, I don't have time to stop, go. Like I don't have time for that. So I just want to talk. I'm in the zone. I'm thinking my plants. I'm thinking out loud. I'm brainstorming. I do not want to stop what I am doing to press pause, restart. You know, and if you just don't have the attention span to sit here and listen to me ramble, I don't know what to say, because I don't think that I'm gonna be able to do that. Now, I will eventually start making smaller videos, like little shorts. I'll start doing that when I know how, because I don't know how. I'm barely able to record this by myself. I told y'all it took me since 8:30 this morning to finally get this going. I don't know what to do. My son ain't here to help me with the remote to auto click it, the Bluetooth thing, so I don't know what to do. I'm just sitting here not doing nothing. Of course, you guys hear the infamous washer and dryer going because I gotta do laundry. I'm the house manager. So one of the things that I do want to talk about is when you have plants that are yellowing, like the leaves are turning yellow. And I do have one back here. I left it like this on purpose so that you guys could see it. And we'll work on this one. This is a bigger one. But I want y'all to see like what, little pom-poms in a way, what it looks like. Now this is not necessarily anything bad, right? This is just called aging. We all get old, we all grow liver spots, most of us. And we age out, and this is what happens. This is all it is. These are just older ones that were here when this thing was born, and now It has turned a corner, honey, and it is ready to shake a tail feather. So it's growing. And so we can't stop it from doing that. Now, granted, it does suck when you see a big, beautiful mama leaf that dies. She sacrificed her life for that ungrateful baby leaf. But we understand that's the circle of life. The big, beautiful leaf gotta go so that the new, younger, stronger one can take over and live out life. But yeah, so that's what's going on with this. This was a rescue plant as well. So those of you that are military, whatever, prior ex-affiliated, you know of the commissary. So this was a commissary rescue. Let me tell you about the commissary. So they have great plants, like as far as variety. The plants are priced very reasonable. The plants that I see, the most expensive plant is $19.99, which is not a bad deal at all. It's still really good for the plants. They have all kinds, like the tropical ones. They have a variety of plants. You have to catch them when they actually have them. I don't know where I was going, but what was I gonna say? It was gonna be important. It was good. I don't know, but maybe it'll come back. But this came from the commissary. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. So they will mark their plants down half price. That is the lowest they can go or will go is half price on their plants. So obviously, like you see a $12 plant, $6. I get my plants like that from them. Now, I know I told y'all, like, I don't go out and I don't search for like brand new spanking plants right off the, the ship. However, these plants are rescue plants when they come from grocery stores. Because my personal opinion, if they're not able to get real GMO-free light, it needs to be rescued. It's only so much that a plant can get from a grow light. Only so much. I don't care what nobody got to say, argue with your mama, not with me. That is not the truth. A plant will not get everything that it needs from a growth light. At least my plants don't. A plant needs the natural sunlight, just like we need the sunlight. You imagine staying in a house all day under a light. What do you think is going to happen to you? You're going to turn into a creepy crawly because now you have adapted to being in that type of environment. So the artificial light is not natural to a plant, so it needs to be in the sun. I don't know who need to hear that, but that was for somebody. Just think of it as like a baby, right? Those babies that have, jaundice? I had a baby. I had two babies that was jaundice. But they like to put those babies under them damn rotisserie lights, okay? Them blue rotisserie lights, and guess what? That don't help the Billy Rubin, I think that's what they call it. That doesn't help it. Them babies have to stay there and they have to cook and they have to roast just like they're in the damn slow cooker. But you know what would make more sense? Because all they need is sunlight. If you let them go outside or put them next to a window, that would heal them so much more better. The sun does miraculous things, like when you're breastfeeding. If you have crackling, dry nipples, whatever happens during that process, open that bad boy up, sit them in the windows, and it heals them. The nipples are healed by the time you are done with it. And I'm not saying like you put it on just hang them on the glass and then next thing you know, they're healed. No, it's going to take some time for them to heal, but at the end of the day, the sun will heal it. So the sun heals a lot of things, my opinion. But back on topic, that is a rescue to me, in my opinion, because it needs to be rescued from the grocery store. And then this fellow was all beat up and it just looked like life had just got it and put it in a chokehold and just had its way with it. But if you can see, and by the way, I'm not even gonna, I told y'all, if I don't know what the name of the plant is, if I don't know what the plant is, I'm gonna tell you what I named it. Now, if you are interested, for those that do care, because me personally, I take care of all my plants the same way, the way that my ancestors told me to take care of them. So I don't go and look up what somebody didn't put on Wikipedia or whatever it is that they tell you to do. For example, orchids. That whole, oh, put an ice cube in once a week. No, that shit will kill your orchids. They will never grow. Do you know what I do with these orchids? Nothing. I let them tell me when they are feeling dry and crusty. When they are parched, then I will water them. I give them full sun, full. They love it. They love it there. And you know what? They grew like this, and they've been like this because, let me tell you what they were, sticks. I rescued them, and they were just sticks with nothing on them. They were dry as the Sahara Desert. But I brought them home, I prayed for them, and look at them. Beautiful. So I will put the name, the scientific name of this plant in the post. I still don't know how to do that. I have to ask my kids how to do that, like how to put, you know, how the description. I think I know how to do it. I'll figure it out. But I will put it there, what type of plant this is. You know, I know there's a whole bunch of people out here on the internet, and they know the name, and they can tell you how to spell the scientific name. They can tell you the plant origin and all of that. Well, guess what? I don't do that. And that's not even what I'm here for at the end of the day. Y'all just here to look at my pretty plants, for me to tell you how not to kill them, and for me to also tell y'all how not to send y'all selves to raise boom boom room. So, and if y'all don't know what that means when I say that by now, I just thought it was a given that everybody would know. If you've seen the movie Life, then it's a reference from that movie. But it doesn't mean the same thing in the movie. I just like saying raised boo boom room. But raised boo boom room, when I say it, is the upper room where Sky Daddy is at. And whenever I say the Undertaker or the underworld, now I know that those places are just, you know, figurative places. But, you know, I like to say that for giggles. But at the end of the day, I want to introduce you to my support plant. This is my other support plant. As I told y'all, all my plants are support plants. I need my plants. I need them to help me stay out of prison. I don't want to be incarcerated, so my plants, they take care of that for me. Again, I would advise everybody to get themselves a plant, get you a starter plant. I was thinking, I don't know how y'all feel about it, and I know it's probably like just two of y'all watching this video, but at the end of the day, my grandkids are going to watch this. My great-grandkids going to watch this. And what I would like for everybody to do is to get a plant. Find y'all a plant. And then maybe one day we can have like a little live, and we can all get our little plants, and we can talk and be parched together, and I don't know, talk about stuff, talk about our plants, and honey, just pretend that we're B. Smith. I don't know if y'all remember who B. Smith is, but honey, B. Smith was everything back in the day. Google her if you don't know who she is. So I want to go over, before I have my get lost in the sauce, I'm going to tell y'all what we use in a day for the supplies. Remember, I told y'all need to plan in advance, because you don't want to be up and down running around like a fool. You want to get everything that you need right then and there, so that you can already have it prepped, so that you can just pull it out, use it, because you know, you got to have some type of organization when you're doing stuff, especially with all of these plants. You have got to be organized. I am not a person that lives like that. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to say that I'm sitting here color coding everything. Now my closet, I color coded, because that just makes sense. But I don't know how many people out here are like this. I am a unorganized, organized person. I am a organized person. If you know, you know. But that's what I deal with. Thank God for my husband, because he really does help whip me into shape when it comes to stuff like that. And he doesn't say anything, you know. It's just embarrassment. That's it. I will get embarrassed if he sees stuff like that. He'll talk a little crap, but he won't say nothing, you know, too crazy to me about it. But yeah, so you want to make sure that you have everything you need right away, because you don't want to be, you know, on a scavenger hunt for things when you're trying to work on your plants, because it's supposed to be relaxing. It's supposed to be soothing. It's supposed to help take your mind off of all of the crazy stuff going on in life. She's just sitting here tearing stuff up. So I'm going to show y'all what I'm using today. Obviously, y'all better go and get one of these. These are very important. I got this off of the auto section, the dollar store. Get y'all one. You just sweep the mess in it. When I do that, by the way, I want to let y'all know, I do not throw that soil away. I take that soil, I sweep that crap right back up, and I dump it right back in my plant. That's what I do. You ain't got to do it if you don't want to, but that's what I do. I am going to use the cleaning gloves. Remember I told y'all that my plants are fairly clean because I keep them clean. So I really don't need to do this. This is just for show. This is just to remind y'all that y'all need to clean y'all plants every day. Just like you are supposed to bathe every day, your plants should be taken care of every day. And that's why I am telling y'all, if y'all don't know how to do this, if y'all don't have the time to do this, don't go and get a whole bunch of plants. Don't do that. Don't do that. Get you one plant, work on that, and when you're capable of taking care of that one plant and yourself and your household, then you can get another plant. But until then, keep with one plant. And if you can't even do that, don't even get a plant. Draw a picture of a plant. What else? I have my pruners. I don't know if y'all can see it. This is what I saw somebody do on a YouTube channel. They had their hand up, and so you can see it. But I mean, it makes more sense because you really can't see it like that, but you can see it when I do this. But anyway, use that. Oh, I forgot to show y'all the last video that I did when I was showing you guys my things that I use. This is so cute. I have myself a little handyman box, little tool box, and it's so small. It's so cute. It's very light. But I keep all of my plant things in there, and so I just grab it and I just go and I walk around the house. I have a little mallet in here, all the kind of stuff that I need. But I got this at the dollar store. I would highly, highly recommend that y'all go and get one of these because it just keeps everything in one place. And I just keep like my tools, my planting tools in there. So like my zip ties are in here, my water meters in here. Oh, another thing, y'all need to make sure y'all keep Sharpies. Y'all need to make sure y'all keep something to write with, pens, all that stuff. Keep that and make sure it is designated for your plants because that's just what I like to do. You don't have to do it if you really don't want to, but that's what I like to do because that's just what I like to do. I have a tape measure in here. I don't know why. I just thought it was cool to have one in here because it was little, it was cute, and then it's a toolbox. And then I also was thinking like maybe sometimes I might need to measure something with my plants. I don't know, like a leaf or something. I don't know. I really don't care that much to do that. I have my zip ties like I told you guys. I have these little clamps that I got. I got these from the dollar store as well. And then I always keep a little butt piece of the charger, the charging block. Because a lot of times the lights and things that you're working with for the plants, they don't come, a lot of stuff don't come with this anymore. It's just the cord, and you're lucky if you get the cord. So I don't know what's up with that. What else? Yeah, that's really all I keep in here. Oh, I have some floral tape, and this is my first time using this. I need to use this today, actually. I'll show you guys. We're gonna do a video on, I'm gonna perform surgery on a plant today. So she lost a piece of her limb, and it's okay. We're going to we're gonna fix her, we're gonna repair her, and normally, don't judge me. When I do stuff like that, I typically use electric tape. I like electric tape. That's what I do. That's what I use. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. You can talk about me if you want to for using it. And that's why everybody talk about your mama when she go to church on Sunday. But I have my skewers again. These are important. I may not, to be honest with you, I'm not going to use this because I already know what my plant is like in here because I actually just repotted this plant. I have a video that I'll show you guys. So don't do that. I am trying to learn how to do voiceovers. So I'll figure out how to do that. But that video for this will be a voice over. And it's just showing you what I did when I brought it in. And the process that I do, because remember I told you guys that I like to clean the roots off. I like to see what the roots looking like. So I take all the soil off the roots, I rinse them off. I gave her a good bath, basically. And then I put her in here. I was procrastinating. I don't know how many of y'all do that, but I do that a lot. And when I took her out of the pot, I just kind of left her in a substitute pot, just hanging out there with no soil, no nothing. So about 2 days, and she kind of dried a little bit, kind of got like that. And then I finally went ahead and I just put her in this pot, took her outside, and I soaked her with water for like a good 5 minutes. Just flooded her with water, left her out in the sun, and then a couple days later brought her back in, and then she just, perky and all of that. Okay, so one other thing, of course, my cloth that we talked about. Can I see this, princess? Can I see that? No, the black one.
This?
Yes.
This?
No, not, you can keep that one. So this is a paintbrush, obviously. I like to use this to like dust like my plants in the nook and crannies and stuff. I like it because it's firm, but it's not hard. And it helps, like, if you have like, be careful though. Like there's like some little spot where you do need some type of firmness to get it out, but you don't want something like super hard when you're trying to dig through the crevices to clean out your plants. But we're gonna move along and then we'll go over whatever it is that I decide to talk about. I'll just be talking at this point in time in life. But you got a princess? Okay. I'm gonna start by, I know I told y'all not to mess with it, if it's, let it fall off on its own. But I'm gonna go ahead and, be careful baby, I'm gonna go ahead and take these off because they're thinning around the stem of the plant. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take it off. And you see, it just came right on off. I didn't have to use this at all. It just came off with ease.
Mommy, can I paint?
Oh, no. You can do this one. This one. But don't be pulling on my plants now. For real, seriously. That's the only time you can ever do this. Don't be touching my plants. So my anxiety has kind of been a little off the chain lately. I don't know why. I know why, because it's just what it does. And it's been very uncomfortable because if you haven't had an anxiety attack or a panic attack in a very long time, it's very uncomfortable. They're already uncomfortable, first of all, let me say that. But when you haven't had one in a long time, it makes it that much more difficult for you to process that. I used to have anxiety and panic attacks all the time, constantly worrying about just nothing. Like I would just wake up and just be worried. I don't know why. To be honest with you, I think that's because, yeah, no, I didn't break it. That's just how it, no, don't touch it. Don't touch it. Let it survive. Let it do its thing. She's talking about it because this is how I got it from the commissary, just like this. It came from the commissary, just like that. and the leaf just grew. It was really small, but it grew. So, but I have always had to worry about things, and so because of that, it just kind of, I know it just became a lifestyle. It just became a part of me. It was normal, and so good job. So when I didn't have anything to worry about anymore, it just was kind of weird. I know it probably sounds silly, but those that know. Put so it is just, it's a weird thing. Sometimes, what happened? What's wrong? You're upset because I didn't let you cut your nose off? That's why I don't like kids. I be telling people I don't like kids, and for whatever reason, they don't believe me because I have so many. This girl's about to snip her nose off, and she's upset because I told her not to. How silly is that? Yeah, but it's sometimes trauma is a place of comfort. It sounds crazy, but it can be a comfort zone because that's normal. That's what you're used to. You're used to always being depressed, sad. It's just the norm for you. And so anything outside of that norm is very weird. It doesn't feel right. I know when my husband and I, we first got together, and I haven't told you guys a lot about my husband and myself and my situation, but my husband and I, we've been married on this earth for 5 years. 5 or 6, one of the two. But we've been together since the beginning of times. We have. Because when we met each other, I mean, we already knew each other. There was no honeymoon phase. We just got right into it. We got right into family mode because we had already known each other. So we've only been together for that short amount of time, and obviously when you add 2 plus 2, it does not come out to 4 in this equation. I get it. So with that being said, my husband and I have 3 biological children together. By me. He didn't have any children when we met. My 6 other children were from a previous marriage, and I so hate to call it that because it really wasn't. It was more like I almost felt like a death sentence. It was just horrible. But yeah, so that's where they came from. Or I should say, that's where we came from when my husband found me. And we just, we've been together ever since. And before that, I was married for 15 years, 15 long, hard years. Ugh. It's just draining thinking about it. But, thank the Lord I'm not in that position no more. So I got myself and my children out of that situation. And, it's a whole story I'll have to go into another day because, child, we will be on this internet for eons talking about this. But just a backstory, we relocated and we were fighting for our lives, man, trying to get away. But we made it, and my husband, he has just been a place of comfort. And so I'm saying this because I'm talking about how chaos is a place of comfort for a lot of us because that's all we know. And I felt so uncomfortable when I first met my husband when we got together. Now, I know I said we've been together since forever, and which we have. But what I mean when I say it felt uncomfortable, like the peace that I had with him felt very uncomfortable. It made me uncomfortable. The fact that he loved me made me extremely uncomfortable. The fact that he wanted to hold my hand, it was weird. It was very, very weird. I can laugh at it now, but back then it was very weird to me. And I thought something was wrong with him, but there was something wrong with me because I've never really experienced what love is like. And so when my husband started to give me that, it was just weird to me. She's singing Let It Go. And that's what I'm trying to do. I've been trying to do that, child, since I was born, is let it go. But it won't let me go. So, it was a very refreshing experience, but it was definitely something that I was not used to. And he's just very, very polite. He's such a gentleman. Don't get me wrong. At times, he be testing he be pushing me to the max sometimes. So I don't want to sit here and, and say that, everything is marshmallows, because it's just not, And then I'm not talking about like he, gets crazy or do no crazy stuff. It's mainly, to be honest with you, is me. And I'm okay. I can admit that it's me most of the time. But you know what? He like it, honey. So, but yeah, so I just experiencing that was very, very weird for me, because my entire life has just been like a Tyler Perry movie, honey. Worse than a Tyler Perry movie, actually. And I've been trying to rebound ever since. It has been trials after tribulations, and sometimes it's just a never-ending cycle. And so I'm really trying my hardest to break it. I'm trying my hardest. And certain things I'm having a difficult time with. I won't say I'm having a difficult time with it, but it's a adjustment. It's very easy to go back to old ways. Like, for example, I detach very easily. And I do that because I've had to my entire life. Like, I've had to get over people. I've had to get over situations. And so it doesn't really faze me when somebody leaves. Or if I got to tell you bye, it doesn't really bother me. And so, I don't want it to be like that. Now, I will say, like, if that happens to me in a relationship with anybody, you definitely weren't the type of person that I needed in my life, because I am so easy to get along with. And I always say that if somebody does not like me, they are truly sick. They have a problem, because I am so easy to get along with. It's crazy. And a lot of the times when I can't get along with people, or when people can't get along with me, it's because they're dealing with their own battles, honey. It's because they secretly want to skin me alive and wear my skin like it's a jacket. But we all have people like that in our lives. And, I would always say, like, why don't this person like me? And it's always the females, by the way, always the women. I just can't have healthy relationships with women. I love women. I don't know why they don't like me, but it is what it is. And it's probably why I have all these girls, is because they're the only women I really need to have contact with, to be honest with you. So, it's taken me a long time to realize that it's not always about what you have or things like that. The superficial things that people think that other people will be, you better get down. You better get down. Don't you stand on that. It's not always those type of things that people are jealous about when it comes to you, or that's not always the reason why somebody doesn't like you. People will not like you because they know that you were born to shine. And when I say shine, I'm not talking about on Broadway. I'm talking about you were born to heal yourself and to heal others. And you were born with a certain light about yourself that they could never have. And instead of trying to say, girl, can you put me on? Can you show me what you do? They would just sit there and just turn to old hags just because. And it's so disgusting. Let it go. every time I start talking about something, she's singing this song. Every time I get to talking about something negative. But you know, people will be people, and I've learned that because I was always the person. Well, I don't know why they judge me. I ain't got nothing for them to be jealous about. They make more than me. They ain't got kids, or they ain't got as many kids as me. I don't know what the problem is. And someone shared with me one day, it has nothing to do with looks. It has nothing to do with what you have or don't have. It has everything to do with, it's just something that's embedded in your soul that they don't have and they want, but they can't get, and they know that they'll never have it. There's something in your spirit that you have that they don't have, and they want it. And they ain't gonna never be able to get it. And that's a personal problem. So people like that, I don't know why they take it out on other people, but that's something that they need to go and take up with their parents who created them. Because apparently they didn't give y'all all 11 herbs and spices. And now you're taking it out on somebody else. So, you know, I definitely would like for people to know that if you are stuck in a place of, I don't know, trauma, because it's familiar, it's normal, it's okay, there's nothing wrong with you. People probably say, oh, why you keep living in the past? Bitch, I'll have to bleep that out because I don't know if I can say that word. But I'm living in the past because my past is my present. That's why. Let me tell you something. People that always talk about let the past go. No, why would I let the past go? Because the past has shaped me to be the person that I am today. Why? Okay, take this for an example. Let's say you go to your favorite restaurant, right? And you find out that they've been dropping pellets in the food, right? Are you ever going to forget that? Are you ever going to let that go? Are you going to go back there and eat that place? Are you going to go back there and do it? Or are you going to remember that? Right. You're going to remember that. So it's the same thing. If somebody done did something wrong with you, baby, let me tell you something. That forgive and forget BS is BS. It's just that. You will never get no forgiveness from me because guess what, dum-dum? You should have never did it to begin with. And I'm not going to ease your guilt. I'm not going to ease your conscience because you chose to do something to me. I will not do it. All that BS about you not forgiving them for them, you doing it for you. How is that helping me? How do I get closure because you chose to beat me for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then sometimes for a snack? How does that help me to forgive you? How, Sway? It does not help me. So when y'all hear people tell y'all that, tell them to go ahead and go about their business, to move around, because those are the weirdos. Those are the people that sit at the Thanksgiving table with Uncle Larry, and Uncle Larry is sitting there playing footsies with them under the table. And those are the people that y'all need to be mindful of, because they're miserable and they're living in their misery, and they want you to do that too. And all that fake positivity, they try and wrap that up and put a pretty bow on it, but baby, let me tell you what's in there. Dollar Tree toys. That's all that's in there. Some toys from the Dollar Tree. So, I don't know, that really got me hot and heated. That conversation right there. But people are amazingly disgusting. You have got to live in your past. You know why you got to live in your past? Because if you don't live in your past, guess what? You're going to make them same mistakes. You're going to deal with them same idiots every single time. So that's why the past is there to make you remember. That's why we always talk about history. That's why history is important. We talk about history so that we can remember things. Your past is your history. You need to remember that. Now, I don't know who done started this stupid trend, but it's stupid, and I need you to know that. So, every time I get going, she sings this song. And that's why I love her so much. She reminds me that being incarcerated is not something that I want for my life. And I just so love her for that. And she's such a cute little girl. Everything that I did not get when I was a little girl, all the love that I never got, I get it now. I get it times a million now. And it feels so great to be able to give it to her. And sometimes I do go overboard, and you know, she is extremely spoiled. Not in a bad way. There's nothing, let me tell you something, there's nothing wrong with spoiling your children. Absolutely nothing. It's whether or not they're gonna be little shitheads behind it. Then that's something totally different, right? Now, unfortunately, the version that my younger children get of me now, my other children didn't get it. They didn't get it. And you know, we know that. And that's not something that I like to sweep under the rug, because I don't sweep things under the rug. They know that my life, my childhood, my kids know that my life is like the Titanic. I have been fighting my entire life, and my children know that. I've never hid anything from my children about who I am, what I've gone through, because I wanted them to know why I'm always angry. Why I'm giving you the stiff arm when you want to hug me, because it's weird. When you don't grow up with hugs and kisses and things like that, it turns you to a different type of monster. And and I am much more comfortable now with them hugging me. At first, I didn't like that at all. It was weird. Again, like, why are you touching me? Why? I think I'm autistic. Because when people touch me, I get real overstimulated, and it makes my skin crawl, to be honest with you. I have had to learn to not do that with that one, because it's just not right at the end of the day. So sometimes I have to just suffer in silence, you know, and just bite the bullet and take it. But they didn't get the version of me that the other ones get, and I do my best now. I can't change what happened in the past, right? But I can only change moving forward, because the problem is when you have parents and just people who have done something wrong, who have made a mistake, and they won't say it. They won't be like, hey, you know what? That was some BS that I did. Girl, I was just playing. I'm sorry. But a lot of people, that's just not something they like to do. They shy away from that. And for me, admitting when I am wrong, it gives me something that I wasn't raised with. Every time I do that, I'm up 35 points. Every single time I do that, because that's something that the people in my family will never know. They'll never know that. They'll never know what it's like to say, you know what, I was a horrible person. Damn, I'm sorry. I was hungry. Whatever the case was. You know, I mistreated you for all these years. Like, people just won't come out and just say, hey, I know I screwed up. I am sorry, though. I'm sorry. How can we move forward? You know why? It's because people are just selfish. People are rude. And this is why I don't do humans. This is why these are my people. You know why? Because they're just going to sit here. I ain't got to worry about them switching up. I ain't got to worry about them doing nothing to hurt my feelings. I ain't got to worry about them being shady, unless the sun is super high up in the sky and I need some shade. I don't have to worry about that with them. It's the humans that you have to worry about that. And a lot of the times, I'm not going to say a lot of the times, every single time, it's somebody you know. It's somebody that loves you. It's your own family. And when I say family, family is just a word. Family really don't mean nothing. It's just a word. Just like duck is a word. It's a word. Has no weight behind it at all. It don't. So I try my hardest. If I have wronged somebody, I will say, you know, as I told you guys, you know, my name is Omi and I'm bipolar. And I flip out sometimes. I do. And you know, it's nothing worse than like when you first meet somebody and you know, like, you're going to be spending some time around this person, and you say, hey, because I love giving people this disclosure. I love letting them know, hey, this is me. I'm being transparent. That way you can know whether you want to deal with me or not. If you don't, cool. If you do, this is what is going on, so we both know what to expect. I'm not going to make the decision for you to be a part of my life. I'm going to allow you to make that decision, and I'm going to lay everything out on the table. So I always try to let people know, hey, this is me. I'm very exotic. And one of the things that I always get, no, you're not. There's nothing wrong. I hate that when you try and tell somebody, you're trying to confide in somebody, and you say these things, and then that's what they say. And then when you toss a thin crust pizza at them, they're looking shocked, and they don't know what didn't happen. But I told you, and you chose to believe whatever it was that you wanted to believe. And now you sitting here looking like Luigi. So that's a lot of the problems that I face, is that people are not transparent. People are just not what they say that they are. They're just not. And I like to let people know what they're getting into when they're dealing with me. I had a situation once, and this was years ago, maybe like 3 years ago. 4 years. No, it's like maybe 6 years ago. It doesn't matter. There were some people that I worked with, and you know how you have your work friends. Mars. You know how you have your work friends. So you have your work friends. I'm gonna tell your daddy when he come home. I'm telling. I'm singing like a canary, baby. And so, I just wanted to let them know, hey, this is me. This is what I have. This is what I want you to expect in case something happens. This is not me trying to give myself an excuse or a pass, but I do know sometimes when I'm overstimulated, baby, I'm finna start. You about to see some changes. And I tried to, say that, and nobody ever believed it because they never had. I was too put together, so they thought. And there's nothing wrong with me. I didn't show any signs, as they like to say. But a lot of times, people who don't show signs of things are those that are really suffering. But because you choose to believe whatever you want to believe about people, you don't really see what's going on. But that's another topic for another day. There was this situation, and they were testing the waters. It was stormy that day, and I let all of them have it. Every last one of them. I gave them a combo that they'll never forget in their life. But you know what? I felt bad after I did it. After I came down off of that high, I felt so bad in my soul for what I did. And I knew I was wrong. I knew I didn't have to lash out at them girls like that. They deserved it. They needed it. But I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to be the person to give it to them like that. Because they weren't expecting it. Even though I told them. But they chose to believe something else. And so I went to work and I apologized. I'm not going to say I'm humble, because I'm not humble. I used to be that way, and I'm not no more, because when you're humble, you get hurt. Hurt and humble sound the same to me. But I was trying to be a person of character, a person of standards. And so I wanted to apologize, because I knew I hurt those people. I knew that my tongue was like a machete. I knew that. I knew that I was raging out, and they weren't expecting that. So I came back, and I went up to the girl. And she thought we was about to fight, but girl, honey, I ain't got time for that. Be tussling around with these big back whales. But I went up to her, And I said, hey, can we talk when you get done, when you have a moment? I really would like to talk to you.
Mom.
And she said, yeah, she had a little funky attitude. I took it, whatever. I didn't care. So I wanted to, all the girls, they were chattering, oh, what she would joke about and all this. I don't know what they thought was going to happen, because see, they ain't never seen nobody like me before. So I don't know what they thought was going to happen or what I was going to say, but I wanted her and I to go somewhere private, because see, one thing people like to do is instigate. People like to do things and say things, and see, that's the type of stuff that get people put on the back of a milk carton. But we went somewhere private, we talked, and I wanted to tell her, I didn't make not one excuse. Even though I was provoked, and I had to stand my ground. Okay, I know stand your ground means something, like it means something totally different. But I'm not talking about that kind of stand your ground. But I'm talking about just staying firm and standing on business on how I felt at that moment. And I just apologized. I couldn't make an excuse. I didn't say, you shouldn't have did this and then I wouldn't have did that. Y'all shouldn't have been talking loud. Y'all shouldn't have been breathing. Y'all shouldn't have woke up that morning. I just went in there and I just apologized for her. I said, I can't excuse myself for what I did. Regardless of how it happened, I just want to say I'm sorry because I shouldn't have behaved that way. You are a person and I shouldn't have spazzed out on you like that. I should have just left. I should have just walked away. I shouldn't have said anything. I don't even think they did nothing to me, to be honest with you. It's been so long ago I forgot about it. Girl, it was me. It was all me. I'm just going to take that one. It was me. I definitely know sometimes I just get filled with rage and I just be wanting to play whack-a-mole sometimes. But I apologize because that's not who I am. I never want to intentionally hurt somebody unless there's one person on this earth that I want to hurt. And baby, let me tell you something. When a purge is legal, all I can do is bite my lips. But I don't want to be the person to hurt somebody and leave them to deal with that, because I know what it's like to have people hurt me and I apologize. You know, I really don't, apologies don't really mean nothing. At least for me, it doesn't mean anything, right? Changing what you did is what really means something. And I'm to be honest with you, I'm lying when I say that. That don't mean nothing either, because guess what? You shouldn't have done it to begin with. And that's just plain and simple. You shouldn't have done it. You did it, so now we're at where we at. And that's it. But, you know, I know y'all probably like, well, you want people to forgive you, but I really don't care. If you don't, I don't care. I'm gonna apologize for my behavior. Or I won't say I won't apologize, but I'm gonna own my behavior. I'm gonna acknowledge what I did. I'm gonna acknowledge how it may have made you feel. And where it goes from there, I don't care either way it go. It can go up or it can go down. I really don't care. I'm to the point where I'm just sick of people. I'm sick of trying to mend friendships. I don't have friends, by the way. I'm sick of trying to hang on to people that, you know, I want to be a part of my life. If you don't want to be a part of my life, guess what? I'm going to write you a one-way ticket to the underground king. Because I don't care at the end of the day. I really don't care. And I have started to live my life like that. And that I don't care. And don't, let me tell you something. Now that is what is, what did I say people said about saying, whatever. That's what's going to help you. As soon as you be able to say, I don't care. If I lose a person, oh, I don't care. You gone bye. You was just sucking up good old air anyways. This video is getting long, but my daughter told me not to do this. I don't know how to, like, stop talking, stop recording, start recording, start talking. Like, it's just not a natural flow. But yeah, so I guess I probably should not go on any longer. But I will say, you know, you have people that will do things. You have moments in your life where you're very uncomfortable because you're finally at peace. You're finally happy. and it's unfamiliar. It's weird. It's new waters for you, and it's okay to still hang on to that past hurt. It's okay if you still hang on a little bit. I'm not saying, ride it like a horse, but I'm saying it is okay if you're still hanging on to it a little bit, because that's all you know, and that's comfort. And the people that you surround yourselves with, if the people you're surrounding yourselves with, they don't understand that, send them to the underground, King, because they're not the type of people that you need. See, people that you actually need, a village that you need, they're going to understand. They're going to understand. They're going to be so understanding. They're going to be understanding to your needs, your mental needs, and your emotional needs. Sometimes we are still trying to grow and move past things, but in that process, you keep whatever is familiar to you, that's what you're going to hang on to. But, so yeah, I just wanted to share this little video. I don't think I told y'all this plant's name, but I will go ahead and tell you guys. This is Rick James. I named my plant Rick James. I love Rick James, by the way. So this is Rick James. And he is just that, Rick James, honey. But yeah, so I will make another video. I am on a roll, child. I have been recording. I hadn't posted nothing, but I've been recording up a storm over here. I did edit a video last night, and I went back and I just added some stuff into there. I didn't like trim and all of that and check for light. I didn't do all that because I don't have time for that. But what I did, yeah. But yeah, so I'll make another video. I'll come back tomorrow. It will be Saturday. I don't know when y'all gonna get these videos, so it may be next Thursday by the time y'all get these videos. But tomorrow is my routine maintenance day, like where I do like all the heavy lifting. Like I maintain my plants daily with like little light stuff. But I go in with the deep stuff on Saturdays. So I will, maybe we can replot some of my plants tomorrow, because I have some trees that I need to, I want to put them all in the same pot because I'm running out of space. But yeah, so till next time.